CCSP exam practice questions. Domain 1, Cloud Concepts, Architecture and Design. Part 1. Question 1. A company is evaluating cloud service providers and wants to ensure they can add or remove computing resources as needed based on demand fluctuations. Which characteristic of cloud computing would best address this requirement? A. On-demand self-service computing capability. B. Measured service monitoring. C. Rapid elasticity and scalability. D. Broad network access. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Rapid elasticity and scalability is the specific characteristic of cloud computing that allows organizations to automatically increase or decrease resources based on demand, while on-demand self-service allows users to provision resources independently. Rapid elasticity specifically addresses the ability to scale resources up or down quickly as needs fluctuate. Measured service relates to usage monitoring, and broad network access refers to availability over networks. The question specifically asks about adding or removing resources based on demand, which is precisely what rapid elasticity provides. Question 2. Which of the following best describes the relationship between a cloud service provider who builds their service using another provider's infrastructure? A. Cloud service broker relationship. B. They become both a provider and a customer. C. Cloud service partner relationship. D. Regulatory oversight relationship. Correct answer. B. Explanation. When a cloud service provider builds their service using another provider's infrastructure, they maintain a dual role. They are both a provider to their customers and a customer of the infrastructure provider. This is a common scenario in cloud computing where providers may not own all the infrastructure they use to deliver services. This is different from a cloud service partner relationship, which involves third-party services that complement cloud offerings, or a broker relationship, which involves managing multiple cloud services for customers. Regulatory oversight refers to government or industry bodies that enforce compliance requirements. Question 3. An organization is conducting a business impact analysis for cloud adoption. Besides direct financial costs, which considerations should be included? A. Number of cloud service partners available. B. Geographic location of data centers. C. Developer productivity and agility improvements. D. Regulatory compliance requirements. Correct answer. C. Explanation. When conducting a business impact analysis for cloud adoption, organizations should consider both tangible and intangible benefits. Developer productivity and agility improvements represent a significant intangible benefit that can positively impact the organization's overall efficiency and innovation capabilities. While geographic location, service partners, and regulatory compliance are important considerations for cloud adoption, they are not typically part of the intangible benefits analysis in a business impact assessment. The question specifically asks about considerations beyond direct financial costs, and improved developer productivity represents a key indirect benefit of cloud adoption. Question 4. In a multi-tenant cloud environment, what is the cloud service provider's most critical security responsibility? A. Implementing broad network access. B. Managing resource pooling. C. Maintaining tenant isolation. D. Providing measured service capabilities. Correct answer. C. Explanation. In a multi-tenant environment, maintaining tenant isolation is the most critical security responsibility of a cloud service provider. This ensures that customers cannot access or impact each other's data or resources, which is fundamental to cloud security. While resource pooling and measured service are important characteristics of cloud computing, they are not primarily security responsibilities. Broad network access is a general characteristic of cloud computing, but not specifically a security responsibility. The principle of isolation is crucial for maintaining security in shared computing environments. Question 5. A cloud customer wants to increase the capacity of their existing cloud servers by adding more CPU cores and memory. This is an example of which type of scaling? A. Horizontal scaling. B. Vertical scaling. C. Elastic scaling. D. Measured scaling. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Vertical scaling refers to increasing the capacity of existing servers by adding more resources such as CPU cores or memory to the same server. This is different from horizontal scaling, which involves adding more servers to distribute the load. The question specifically describes adding CPU cores and memory to existing servers, which is the definition of vertical scaling. Elastic scaling is not a technical term in this context, and measured scaling is not a recognized scaling type in cloud computing. Question 6. When conducting a cost-benefit analysis for cloud adoption, what type of expenditure model transition should organizations consider? A. Operational to capital expenditure. B. Variable to fixed expenditure. C. Capital to operational expenditure. D. Fixed to measured expenditure. Correct answer. C. Explanation. In cloud adoption, organizations typically transition from a capital expenditure, CapEx model, where they purchase and maintain their own infrastructure, to an operational expenditure, OpEx model, where they pay for services as they use them. This is one of the key financial benefits of cloud computing, as it reduces upfront costs and allows for more flexible spending aligned with actual usage. The other options either reverse this transition or describe non-standard expenditure models that don't accurately reflect the financial transformation that occurs with cloud adoption. Question 7. A cloud service provider allows customers to purchase more computing resources than their physical infrastructure can support at full capacity. This practice is known as A. Resource allocation. B. Dynamic provisioning. C. Oversubscription. D. Capacity planning. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Oversubscription is the specific practice where cloud providers sell more capacity than their physical infrastructure can support at full utilization. This is possible because not all customers use their maximum allocated resources simultaneously. Resource allocation refers to the distribution of resources, dynamic provisioning refers to the automatic allocation of resources, and capacity planning is the process of determining needed resources. The practice of selling more capacity than physically available is specifically called oversubscription. Question 8. Which cloud computing characteristic enables providers to charge customers based on their precise usage of computing resources? A. Broad network access. B. Resource pooling. C. Rapid elasticity. D. Measured service. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Measured service is the cloud characteristic that enables providers to track and bill for the exact amount of resources used by customers. This includes measuring aspects like server uptime, storage usage, network bandwidth, and function calls. Broad network access refers to accessibility over networks. Resource pooling relates to sharing resources among multiple customers. And rapid elasticity refers to scaling resources quickly. The question specifically asks about charging based on precise usage, which is a defining aspect of measured service. Question 9. An organization wants to add more servers to their existing cloud infrastructure to handle increased user load. This describes which type of scaling? A. Vertical scaling. B. Linear scaling. C. Horizontal scaling. D. Dynamic scaling. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Horizontal scaling involves adding more servers to an existing infrastructure to distribute the load, which is exactly what the organization wants to do in this scenario. This differs from vertical scaling, which involves adding more resources to existing servers. Linear scaling is not a recognized scaling type in cloud computing, and dynamic scaling refers to automatic scaling rather than a specific scaling method. The question describes adding more servers, which is the definition of horizontal scaling. Question 10. What is the primary reason cloud providers implement resource pooling in their infrastructure? A. To reduce network latency. B. To achieve economies of scale. C. To improve data security. D. To ensure regulatory compliance. Correct answer. B. Explanation. The primary reason for implementing resource pooling is to achieve economies of scale by sharing resources among multiple customers efficiently. While resource pooling may have other benefits, the ability to share resources effectively allows providers to operate more cost-efficiently and pass those savings on to customers. Reducing network latency is not directly related to resource pooling. Improving data security is achieved through other means, and regulatory compliance is a separate consideration from resource pooling. Question 11. When planning a large-scale cloud deployment, which cost factors should be included in the financial analysis? A. Marketing costs for cloud services. B. Competitors' cloud pricing models. C. Staff training costs for new cloud technologies. D. Cloud providers' stock market performance. Correct answer. C. Explanation. When planning a large-scale cloud deployment, staff training costs for new cloud technologies is a crucial direct cost that must be included in the financial analysis. This represents a real operational expense that organizations will incur during cloud adoption. Marketing costs and competitor pricing models are not typically part of a cloud deployment financial analysis, and the provider's stock performance is irrelevant to the deployment costs. The question asks specifically about cost factors for the deployment itself. Question 12. A cloud customer wants to implement a new idea quickly without waiting for hardware procurement. Which cloud characteristic best supports this requirement? A. Broad network access. B. On-demand self-service. C. Measured service. D. Resource pooling. Correct answer, B. Explanation. On-demand self-service is the cloud characteristic that allows customers to provision resources immediately, without requiring human interaction from the provider. This directly supports the requirement to implement new ideas quickly, without hardware procurement delays. While broad network access enables easy resource access, measured service relates to usage tracking, and resource pooling enables sharing of resources. None of these specifically addresses the ability to quickly provision resources without waiting for hardware procurement.